Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have not filmed in like 2 weeks. I did a lot of pre-filming for my vacation and I just wanted to sit down today and do a look using some new makeup that I have either purchased or received in the past month or so. Some of it's just new to me and some of it is new to the market. So we're gonna do this look. If you wanna know how I got it, let's jump in. I gotta get some makeup on this face. I usually come on camera with my corrector already on, but I have a new one that I'm trying out, so I thought I would include it in this video. This is the Tarte Creaseless Corrector. I covered up the name. I'll put it on the screen. It's the lighter one, and it comes with a brush, so it doesn't have a doe foot. There's a lot of product on this brush, so all I do is take, that's probably too much, but just right here on my darkness. The tube is gonna last me a really long time. And then blend that out. I will do my best to link all of the brushes that I use too, because I know a lot of times when I forget, y'all ask what I'm using. So be sure and check the description box if you are curious. This is so brand new. I literally opened it up this morning. I just got back from my trip last night. I self-tanned this morning and I forgot to finish my hands. So forgive me on that, but it had been like, I don't know, 9 days. And I didn't have a stitch of self-tan on. So this is the new foundation from Benefit. And this is their Professional foundation. It does have niacinamide in it, so we'll see if it burns my skin. It has 40 shades, and I am in the shade 10N, which is described as light, medium, neutral, which I typically choose when shopping for a foundation shade. It's a little lighter than I think a light medium neutral to be, but we shall see. It has a very strong scent, not like a fragrancy scent. It almost smells like not nail polish remover, but you know, that kind of pretty strong scent. It blends out and dries down pretty fast, so I feel like I have to be fast when I'm applying it. And I used about maybe 2 1/4 pumps for my face and my neck. And this retails for $47. So we will see. It looks a little more yellow than I would think a neutral to be, but I'm gonna be honest, it is hard to find a legit neutral foundation. The two that I have in my entire foundation collections that I find to be neutral are the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint in T7 and the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Finish Foundation that I have. Those are neutral. That's what I want when I buy a neutral foundation. This looks a little yellow, so we'll see how it plays out in the end. I was gonna use this concealer from Tower 28 that they sent over to me, but it's gonna be too dark for this. This is in the shade 3. Is that right? I can't see. I think I need my glasses that were prescribed to me mostly for reading and computer work all the time now. So again, I think this one's gonna be too dark in comparison to this foundation. So I'm just gonna use my Estee Lauder, but this Estee Lauder one is just so good. And the color is gonna be a much better match for this foundation. Going back to the corrector, I do like it. I find that it wears well, doesn't crease. I don't have any issues with it, but I don't love it any more than I love my Dermatology that I use every single day. That one has added SPF, which is a huge bonus for me. So I will use this and I will enjoy it, but I don't think it's better than that one. I'm gonna let that sink in while we do the eyes. This is a new Alter Ego palette. This is called Sunlit Dreams. Alter Ego tends to do like dupe palettes for much more expensive ones that come out on the market. I honestly don't. I would have to look and see what this is duped for. It's the most recent one that was launched. These are $22. They are very high quality in my opinion. I've always enjoyed this formula. I'm not gonna do anything crazy because this is a warmer toned palette and I think I'm gonna be using like pinks on my cheeks and lips. So we're gonna have a little bit of a contrast, but I think it'll all work out. This is the shade Cozy, which is just a matte, kind of mid-tone, warm shade. There's a lighter one over here if you wanted to use it for a transition or if you are very fair. And then I think I'm gonna take Luster right here. I've been using Delight, which is right here. I'll change it up a little bit and see what Luster looks like. I know Alter Ego does a lot of Natasha Denona palettes. They've done some like Huda Beauty palettes in the past. So this is definitely a shimmer, but it's very soft. And instead of using an actual eyeliner and buffing it out, I'm just going to use the darkest shade in this palette, which is called Toast. So clearly not like a complicated or new eye look, but I really just wanted to do this to showcase the palette and let y'all know of its launch. Easy. Again, good quality. I just set my under eyes with my Laura Mercier Soft Pink powder. I'm using a cream blush today, but I think I'm gonna try it over powder because I have tried it under. So that'll give me kind of an idea of what works best or if it works both ways. So I'm just gonna take my Fit Glow Bamboo powder per usual for the middle of my face. And I'm gonna use a powder that doesn't have coverage otherwise because I find that that's the best way for me to test a new foundation. See if it, wears off. And if I put a powder with coverage on top, I might not be able to see it that well. So I'm gonna use I say Sicily. I have been told I say it wrong, y'all. I say most things wrong, but that's why I link them. So that if you're confused, you can always check them out. Sicily, Fido powder in, I was told I said this wrong too, Iris-E. Again, I did not major in linguistics and I will have it linked. So I'm just gonna use this everywhere else. I don't have any bronzer, but I don't know that I've used this one on camera, and it's one of the newer ones in my collection. The Dior Forever Nude Bronzer, this is the jumbo one, and this is the shade 20 Medium Matte. I do really like this bronzer. I find that so many of these type of products, I feel like from Dior, I'm trying to think of who else. No, it's the Dior, remember the Backstage powder that came in like the square compacts? It did it to me just like this is doing it with hard pan. I know hard pan can be fixed. I know you can take a spoolie to it. I know you can take tape to it. I know that. And I fix it easily. But I do like to point out that it does get hard pan, at least for me. I pulled this brush out, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago for bronzer, and I just forgot how much I loved it. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. It's the Osmosis full face brush. I feel like you can't, but I will try to find it and link it. But it just diffuses and applies bronzer so nicely. I don't feel like I need to buff. I'm gonna do it anyways, just because I always do. But I'm not gonna do it much. Just right down here. Hourglass, Radiant Light. Probably my most repurchased makeup product. OG sent me quite a few products. If you're interested in seeing a full face, because I think I have everything but a powder from them to do a full face. So if you want to see that, I can definitely do that. But I'm going to use the blush and highlight today. This blush is in the shade Topaz, which actually does lean a little warm. So I think it's going to be good for this look. I have worn these before as like a full face to see how they work together, but I haven't used them on top of any other products. So again, I clearly have already set this down, so we'll see how it works over powder. This is an OG brush that I think it was labeled on the box, and I don't have the box anymore, but it's one of these smaller Complexion brushes. Now, when I did it before, I striped it on my face, but that's because I hadn't set first, and I find that when I do set first and try to do that with a cream blush, it tends to kind of move and disrupt the powder. So I'm just picking it up from the bullet and stippling it on. It's a pretty color. Let's look at this dreaded 10K. I'll probably pick some hairs while I'm on it. It's sitting nicely over that powder. No complaints there. And then I'm gonna take the highlight in Carnelian, which looks, now here's the problem I have with these, and I need to reach out to the person that emailed me. I cannot roll them up. The bronzer stick and the highlight stick, I cannot roll up. I've tried and tried and tried. So I've got to figure that out, but I'll be able to use it today. It looks dark and a little scary, kind of even when I put it on my fingers, but then when I just kind of tap it into my skin, it ends up working and being a very light highlight. Now, if I wanted it to be a lot more intense, then I would stripe directly onto the face, but I like just a tiny bit of glow. So I got to figure out how I can roll that back up. I'm just going to take the same crease color under my eyes. Okay, I just did my MAC Giga Black Lash on my lower lashes per usual. And I'm going to use this liner that Kosas sent over with the mascara that I'm going to be using as well. And this is the Soul Gazer Intensifying Gel Eyeliner. And it's in the shade Hypnotize, which is basically black. And I've been using this ever since they sent it to me to tightline. I did a reel on both of these products, and I wrote in the caption that I very much enjoyed how this wore. As far as not transferring, not fading throughout the day, it really holds up well. And then the Soul Gazer mascara, which is brand new to Kosas. It has an hourglass wand. Again, I will try to link the reel where I talked about this or did it, but you'll see it here too. So this is 2 coats. It's a nice mascara. I don't have any complaints about it. It wore nicely the first time I tried it. It didn't smudge, it didn't flake, and it was easy to take off, which I cannot stress enough how much that is important to me. I don't want to be tugging on my eyes or pulling my lashes out in order to get a mascara out or off. Clips out so we can do lips. Chantecaille sent me over a few of their brand new lip creams. I adore their packaging. I mean, very few brands knock it out of the park with packaging like Chantecaille does. I will put up a picture of the swatches. They sent me a red one, this kind of more pink toned one, and then an orangey red one. I have not been able to try these yet. They also sent it with a lip brush, which is, I have not seen a lip brush like this before, and trust me, I've seen a lot of lip brushes. You usually have to like twist it or take a cap off. This one you pull down and the brush pops up. It is a very pointed brush. It's almost like an eyeliner brush versus a flat lip brush. I don't know that I'm going to need to use it, but we will see. This one is the shade Anemone. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sure I'm going to be told different. You know what? I am going to use this little lip brush to pick some off of the Bullet Fine Tune. Isn't that a pretty color? It doesn't match my eyes, but that's okay. Clearance sent me some new lip oil shades, and this one right here is really pretty. I'm gonna have to use that in another video. It just doesn't go with the lipstick I have on now. But I have to have some gloss because these are more of like a matte formula. So I'm gonna use the Chantecaille in Love, just to give it a little bit of a shine. I have to finish off with a perfume. I try to buy at least one perfume every time I go to a new location when I am on vacation. And I bought 2 this past week. This one I actually got in Victoria, British Columbia. We went to a little general store, gift shop type thing there. It had really cute clothes. And then it had this line of perfumes. This is technically a line for men, but honestly, my friend and I that were smelling it loved all of them. And this is from Solid State, which is an Australian brand. I honestly don't know if you can, maybe you can have them shipped from Australia. I don't know. But I had never heard of this before. And this is Wayfarer, oh my goodness, which is tobacco, spice, and vanilla. Oh my word, it smells so good. Chad loves this. My friends love this. I sprayed 2 testing sprays on in-store. Y'all, this smells so good. And I could smell it the entire night. I automatically purchased it. It is so good. I would wear this year round, no questions asked, but it's gonna shine in the fall. Shine. It almost has like it's tobacco, but it almost has a hint of a licorice note in it, but it's not like so bad that if you hate licorice, it's going to turn you off. I find licorice can bring a brightness to a fragrance, which a lot of people might not agree with, but my nose feels that way, and that's what it does with this. But I definitely get the vanilla and I definitely get the tobacco. It's not a complex fragrance, but it lasts a very long time. It wasn't that expensive. And I can't tell you how glad I am to have it. I love the bottle too. But this is going to be a staple from now on. So that is it. Be sure and check the description box when I will put how this foundation wore. Let you know my thoughts at the end of the day. Everything else I used, I really enjoy. I don't think there was a single dud in this entire look. So hopefully you enjoyed. I will have everything listed and linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank y'all so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.